Very good morning to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. It's really my honor and privilege to be part of this great gathering of fellow restaurateurs, people from the food industry, chefs, and of course, each one of us who's also an expert in food in himself or herself. As I've always felt, with my about 20-25 years of experience in this industry, food is something very cultural. You catch hold of 3 people, ask their opinion, you'll get at least 5 opinions on it. So I guess that's the sort of passion which drives food. I typically go to many of these colleges where I do some guest lectures. And over there again, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you one thing. When I ask them, what do you want to do? Literally more than 50% of them say, I want to open a restaurant. Not realizing what goes inside it, what goes behind it. But I think that's the sort of passion which food really drives. And along with this, I think with the sort of topic that we have today, I've got a really great panel. We hope to have a very good discussion. The panel is absolutely rich experience across running restaurants, possibly one of the doyens of the processed food industry we have with us. So what I'll do is the way I've tried to structure the whole thing is these 3 or 4 points which has been listed. I just want to give broad pointers, broad feelers. After that, maybe take 1 or 2 points and then we'll take a discussion. Is that okay, Ashish and Saurabh? Yeah. I think one thing coming very clearly is that change is the only constant we have today. And one thing we need to remember is that we always say when we go out and eat, we first eat with our eyes, with our nose, with our ears, everything else, and then only with our mouth. But I think in today's time, there's a little more change I will add. We possibly first eat, as soon as you go sit down, you have the new generation pulling out their mobile phones, taking a photograph, announcing it to the world, and then doing all the others. So times have really changed over a period of time, and that's something all of us will have to get accustomed to, get used to. So it's clearly innovations in the way we cook, serve, communicate and deliver the best in our restaurants. I think that is very crucial. And that's the only ingredient that will ensure that your consumers keep coming back to you. And that is the most important thing that one would need to look at. Some of the pointers that were there in terms of the changing food palette of India. Today morning we heard saying that from India, we as in many of the metro cities, from 4 times a month, we are now doing it 8 times a month. Just to give you a statistic, any idea what is it for the city or state of Hong Kong, which is possibly the most advanced, the most prolific out-of-home eating market in the world? It is a mind-numbing 3.2 times a day. 3.2 times a day for the entire populace of Hong Kong. So that is the sort of opportunity, that is the sort of direction one would need to head into. So clearly, as far as I said, food is something very local, very cultural. Taste comes first. So whether it's an international chain coming into India, an Indian chain going abroad, taste as per the local parameters gets very critical. So that is something which is there. Today's new extra vanilla option, dollop option that is coming up is, if it is healthy, it's even better. Mobility, as I said, mobility here I mean is in terms of people traveling out, tourists coming in, whole range of things. So there is an innate feeling for consumers to go out and try different food. So that is an important thing. QSRs, clearly value for money. You need to fulfill taste buds, international cuisines, Indian formats, Indianizing the whole thing, same thing, Indian formats going abroad. So these sort of mixing, matching, fusion is essential as far as food is concerned. Fine dining, casual dining, again, it's same thing, exposure to media, expansion into newer cuisines. We've got Japanese, Mexican, all these ranges coming in. So this is something I think you see a lot more people going out and exploring. What's an ideal format to succeed? Should it be a big format? Should it be a small format? Should it be both? Should you have both? Should you have under the same name? Should you have 2 different concepts? Will consumers get confused? I think these are challenges which each one of us faces every day. It's the same challenge which any big brand company would be facing in terms of the target consumers. I think very clearly, we need to be very clear as a format, as a brand, what do you stand for, what do you offer? Offer that consistently, day in, day out, 24/7, 365 days, and again and on to the next few years. That is what makes a restaurant timeless, that is what makes it classic, and that's something which we need to do. So it's not a question of only big or small. So very clearly identifying target audience moving forward becomes the next big thing. As I said, consistency and taste, consistency and service. If you're giving a certain type of service, we should try and stick to it again consistently. That becomes the mantra for success which is there. It enhances consumer loyalty, better service. At the same time, you keep getting customers back. Next time they come with friends, they come with family, and so on. Sorry. The other important thing is in terms of usage of software, usage of mobiles, the way it is changing our consuming habits. So not only your consumers are becoming your critics, you also have a whole range of food critics, your foodies, etc. with their blogs, all of them are there. So you need to co-live in that sort of an eco-space and try and see how you can build your brand and at the same time try and get feedback, build on that, improvise, move forward.